Guys, Josie here, and I just got out of the Wonder Woman movie, and so I'm about to give you guys my review. But before I start, I want to say that I'm gonna give a non-spoiler one, but then there is something I want to talk about, and it will dive into spoilers. So I'll save that to the end of the video, so you could just save it for later and watch it after you have seen the movie. If you have seen the movie, then yeah, you can stick around and for that part. But I'll let you guys know, so don't worry about that. But yes, Wonder Woman was a movie that I've been looking forward to since it's pretty much the first trailer. I was really excited, and even though many people were kind of burned out by DC, I kind of am, but I'm still looking forward to these standalone movies because while I'm burnt out by the Zack Snyder movies, these standalones they have the capacity and um, the potential to bring something interesting and to be cool movies, you know. And unfortunately, Suicide Squad was not. Um, I will say Wonder Woman is. This was a great movie. I loved it. You know, I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's not without its flaws, and it's not a perfect movie. In fact, I have a big flaw with the movie, which I'll talk about a bit in a. I'll talk about it in a bit. But yeah, for the most part, this was a pretty perfect movie up until the third act. So the movie starts off with a young Diana in Themyscira, and she's being kind of prohibited by her mother to learn the warrior art, you know, to fight or to train. Even though this is a society that's all about training, you know, they're warriors, you know, and that whole stuff on Themyscira, that part is great, you know. Themyscira looked gorgeous. It looks like a paradise, you know. It's perfect. The whole Amazons, the way they're training, you're just like you're starting off the movie like this, you know, watching all these girls train, and it's really great watching the train. They have a very cool fighting style, you know. They're very you know, they do like some crazy flips and stuff, and it's really cool to watch. There's some slow mo in those scenes, and then so yeah, finally, reluctantly, her mother lets her train. She trains with her aunt, who is a general of the Amazons, and then eventually a man shows up to Themyscira. You know, you see her in the trailer. The plane crashes, and then she pulls Chris Pine's character out of the ocean, and she's introduced to a whole new world. You know, something that she's only heard of and has no real idea of exactly what goes on beyond Themyscira. You know. Um, so then Chris Pine tells them about the war that's going on. This is World War One, and they're all none of them seem the Amazons they're very like secluded, so they don't know about this war. And Diana feels like it's their duty to go and help and put a stop to the war. You know, she feels like it's Ares who's making this stuff happen, and she feels like it's the duty of the Amazons to go and help man. You know, because that's what they do apparently. But her mother decides no, that they will stay in Themyscira because if there is a war, you're not going to send your army out and then leave your home defenseless, right? So then, as you would expect, she decides to go against her mother's wishes and aids Chris Pine's character. And this is where the movie really gets going for me because once they get to London, you know, Diana, she's introduced into this whole new world that she's never seen, and it's really charming watching her and Gal Gadot portrayal because you really do get that sense that she is a fish out of water, and it's really great watching her because everything is new, you know. So there's stuff she's questioning everything, and she just doesn't know these values and how in this time, you know, women are kind of perceived as inferior to men. So her being a warrior and being so powerful, she feels like why are women not allowed to do certain things? You know, it's really cool to watch all that stuff play out. You know, and Chris Pine's character, he has a mission. You know, he wants to. He found these plans or this formula to a gas that the Germans are creating. That if you see in the trailer, it's that gas that dissolves the gas mask. So that's basically what the Germans are developing is a new weapon that you basically have no defense against, you know, because it burns through your only line of defense. Uh, And then from there, it's a mission to find where they're fabricating this gas and all this stuff. So once they leave London, they go to the front lines. Now, this part of the movie, it kind of goes by really fast, so I don't get the sense of time. I think it's supposed to be over a course of 2 days. Um, but I feel like they get there way too fast, in my opinion. But I guess that's just edited for time, so it's not a big deal. However, the best moment of the movie for me, and from this moment, you knew this is Wonder Woman. This is what I want. It's in the part where she decides to cross no man's land. Now, if you're familiar with history, during the World War I, they had the two opposing forces, in trenches, and they were just shooting at each other. No one would gain any new land. They couldn't advance on each other because they try to cross. They're instantly killed by the crossfire. So she decides to cross it, and this scene is important because in Man of Steel, we're told that the symbol on his chest represents hope. You know, Yet we're never shown him giving people hope. And then in Batman vs Superman, you don't see that at all either. Yet in Wonder Woman, you see her inspire hope among everyone who's watching because she crosses no man's land. As like I said, no man could cross that area. Yeah, she crosses it, and I got a tear in my eye. I'm not even gonna lie, and I got goosebumps, and I got a big old smile on my face because that's what we want. That's what I wanted in Batman vs Superman. That's what I wanted of Superman, and Wonder Woman is giving me that. It's given me that, and it does it well. It does it great. And the action is directed very well. It's not perfect. There's a bit of jarring cuts here and there, but it's not over jarring. I think it's well done. Gal Gadot is very believable as Wonder Woman. She has a presence, and she's very great. I will say she's not the world's best actress, and it comes across a bit in the subtle moments because her expressions are very I guess she doesn't have a lot of nuance to her expressions. They're all very. She's mad. She has a mad expression. There's no subtlety. It's very blunt. Very. I don't know how to describe it, but there's no nuance to it. But she's not bad. She's not terrible. So it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But like I said, some parts you will notice that there's something missing in her expressions. However, all in all, it's very well done up until you get to the third act. Now, the third act, it goes along the typical superhero movies where it just throws CG at the screen. And while it doesn't get too crazy, there's just a lot going on, in my opinion. And I think they could have avoided that. But for the most part, perfectly done up until the ending. So it doesn't. I don't think it takes away any. It doesn't take away too much from the movie, so you'll still enjoy it and you won't be mad at it. But it is kind of disappointing towards the end. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Wonder Woman. Let me know what you guys think if you have seen the movie. Now I'm about to spoil a bit of the end, so if you've already seen it, stick around. If you haven't, save this video and come back later, and then we could discuss the ending. Okay, so now that everybody's gone and nobody cares about spoilers anymore. Now, the ending has one of the coolest reveals because we get to see Ares, the god of war. And this is a character that's very comic booky, something I wouldn't expect for him to be on screen, especially in this universe, But there he is, he appears. And then what's great is that he gets his armor towards the end, so he looks exactly like he does in the comic books, and I think it's translated very well on screen. However, I do wish that he wasn't in the movie because I really like the whole part of the movie where Diana kills the general, and then nothing happens. She realizes I was wrong. There is no Ares. And then she's kind of broken, and she feels like she doesn't want to continue anymore because there's no point. She thought she has finished the mission and all that stuff. And that part was really great. It was a great character arc because it's something we've been traveling. It's a journey of the whole movie, and then just to reach that conclusion that there is no Ares and I've been wrong the whole time. I feel like that adds some great character moment, but that doesn't last long. Like once Chris Pine's character leaves to stop the gas and the plane from leaving, she finds out that there is an Ares, but it wasn't the general. And that reveal was like, I thought it was cool that it's that character that we paid no mind to. That's Ares, and we're like, oh, that's cool, right? But then it kind of plays out too long. I feel like it should have ended with Ares revealing himself to him to her, and then him vanishing and just playing like he was, whispering into people's ears, and that could have been something that could have led into Justice League. That would have been pretty cool, and would have given Diana something to look forward to, or keep on her journeys throughout all these years. But they go the route of let's make a big CG character and let's have him fight each other and destroy everything, and that's the main flaw for me. And I feel like a lot of people are gonna agree and feel the same way. Um, but all in all, it's just one minor thing. Well, it's one major thing actually. So it keeps it from being perfect. Uh, another thing is another thing I did not like was right after Chris Pine's character dies, sacrifices himself. Diana has this moment where she just starts killing all the Germans, and I say killing because she's super powerful and she's punching them and throwing them back, so they're dying, and she's been killing them throughout the movie. There's no question about that, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. But then Ares brings her Doctor Poison, puts her in front of her, and she all of a sudden has a problem with killing her. And I'm like, why? We killed all these other Germans. This is the one person you should kill. But no, they decide she's gonna spare her life, and this is gonna be a big moment where she decides not to kill. But it doesn't make sense. I mean, I guess they're trying to convey that she's the first part where she had a big meltdown, but now she's relaxed. She's back to her senses. But I feel like no, that it didn't work for me. I see what they were going for, but it did not work in my opinion. I feel like had she killed her, that would have been cool. Or had she just left, had she ran away without that being a thing, would have been better. But ultimately, it's just kind of pointless. And Doctor Poison's character was pointless as well. They made her look so cool and made her seem interesting. Yet when you watch the movie, there's no point to her other than yeah, she's making the poison, and that. I think if they would have added like some backstory or something, like giving her more depth, then that scene might have played out a little bit better. But all in all, just this person that she has a problem killing all of a sudden. So yeah, those are my main flaws with the movie. I think everything else is pretty much perfect in my opinion. You know, the dialogue I liked as well, and just towards the end, the whole "oh, love conquers whatever." I thought that was kind of cheesy, but yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Did you guys like Ares being in the movie? Did you guys like that whole CG battle? I mean, maybe I'm alone in feeling the way I do, but let me let me know what you guys think, and yeah, stick around. I'll probably have another review later today. And yeah, thanks for watching. So like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.